April was not a good month for crypto investing. If you were bullish, if you were bearish, you probably did very well, but I'm always bullish, at least long term. So my portfolio went down this month. So we're going to talk about the trades I'm taking, the airdrops I'm looking at, the things I learned, and other stuff. So this is kind of just a casual vlog video about actions I'm taking in the crypto markets. It's not financial advice. I'm not a crypto expert. I'm just someone who's learned a lot in crypto who is just trying not to lose money. That is the long-term goal. Trying not to lose money and just make a little bit more. Not trying to make 100x, just trying to make 1x a little at a time. So that's the disclaimer. Don't follow anything you learned out here. And as a person who has gone through a couple natural disasters this month, I want to live a long time. I want to enjoy life. So making content was not a priority this month. And if you didn't know, there was a 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan, the place where I live, and it was very frightening. And that was at the beginning of April, on April 2. And there have been multiple earthquakes after that that were pretty severe aftershocks, and that is also pretty scary. And I didn't know this, but there can be up to 3 months of aftershocks if there is a big earthquake. So not looking forward to that, because I live on the 30th floor of a high-rise building. I know that was a mistake. And when there's a large earthquake, the building just sways side to side. And how are you going to run outside the building in a few minutes? I really don't know how to evacuate the building when you're on the 30th floor, because at that point it's just acceptance, you know. And that wasn't the only disaster that happened. I happened to go to Dubai for Token 2049 during the worst flood that they've ever had. So luckily I arrived in Dubai before the floods happened, and I was there during the floods, and up to 5 days after that happened, it was still flooded, and it actually still is today in certain sections. And, you know, if you were in the wealthier areas of Dubai, that wasn't much of an issue, but that's not where I stayed because I like to get my full value. I actually made a trip out there to Dubai with my wife, and we were going to do some tourism. It was inconvenienced by the flooding. You know, I don't want to say anything negative. We were very lucky because our hotel did not lose water or power, and a lot of the hotels around us were flooded. They lost power, they lost water, and there was a lot of people struggling. So in our personal case, even though it was inconvenient, we were still very lucky. So that's just another thing I'm appreciative of. And you know, there were a lot of crypto events that week, and I missed a lot of them, and that's okay. But I did make it to Token 2049 on the second day of the event. Did a lot of crypto stuff, learned a lot, and I'm going to bring you some of that information, maybe in a full video or something, or maybe I'll just talk about some of it here. But that brings me to my next point. What do you do if you pass away and you have a bunch of crypto in DeFi? I don't know, maybe I'll make another video on that, but I don't think there are many people out there, like no one I personally know that I trust with my private keys to recover my crypto in the events of me disappearing, because you have to be very crypto savvy and you have to not get scammed. So I have multiple wallets. Some are, you know, farming points for airdrops. I got NFTs. I'm providing liquidity. I have locked holds on stuff like Pendle. I have like staked NFTs, staked tokens, and a whole lot more in multiple types of wallets. And there isn't really anything organizing it, but just a jumble of things that I remember. So yeah, that crypto is going to disappear with me. So if you are a big degen in crypto, that might be something to consider. So I did start considering that at the beginning of April, and I happened to unwind from some of my riskier positions to hold it on a centralized platform that specializes in custody, that is Coinbase, because a lot of the ETFs are custodying with Coinbase custody. So in the event of me passing away, a beneficiary can be set up. So that is not great to think about, but it is something you kind of have to think about. So those were the disasters, and I guess if we're going to throw in one more disaster, I went to France for Sui Basecamp. Now, the event was pretty awesome. For a new blockchain that's been around for less than a year, they had a lot of panels, they had a lot of information, and a lot of innovations. Now, that wasn't the negative thing. The negative thing was going to Paris. Yeah, I did not like Paris. I'm going to say it. That is a hot take. A lot of people want to go there. I do not. Just arriving in the country was pretty rough. The immigration process was very slow and unpleasant, and it's a very old airport. And getting from the airport to the city and walking around, it's not my favorite. I'd love Taiwan, Japan, and Singapore. Those are my top 3 countries after going to over 70 countries, because my biggest gripes with Paris, or just maybe France in general, is the smell. It smells like cigarettes, vapes, or perfume. It's just a very heavy smell country. The food was good. It was actually various. There was a lot of Asian food. I actually had pad thai my first day there, and tacos, and I pretty much ate like I was in Los Angeles. Of course, I also tried some of the French food. Not for me. Not for Dan. All right, so those were the natural disasters I experienced: earthquakes, floods, and Paris. All right, now enough talking negatively about Paris. Let's jump into what's been going on in the crypto markets. So Bitcoin went down about 10%, while some of the other major coins went down around 30%. Now, luckily, there was an earthquake in Taiwan, which got me scared, and I liquidated some of my smaller positions and brought that into Bitcoin, ETH, and Ondo onto Coinbase. Now, I did take some other positions too, one of which is Geode or GeodeNet. They do this satellite mapping thing, kind of like what the US government does for free, but with crypto technology. At least that is my understanding. I saw this post by Jason Choi, another great content creator that I follow, has a good podcast. VanEck US just released their in-depth coverage on GeodeNet. VanEck doesn't put their name behind anything specific. A historic TradeFi $80 billion asset manager putting capital and brainpower behind crypto, not just BTC. It is incredibly bullish. So this is the article published by VanEck. Let me just put information here. And it's this detailed this detailed report on GeodeNet, why we're bullish. So they kind of go into it, and it's a whole lot of things about how they're building this infrastructure for satellite mapping where you can have extreme accuracy on your location. So compared to other GPS network solutions, it does come at the lowest cost with the most accuracy and fastest latency. So I picked up some GeodeNet, and I'm already down 10%. So don't follow what I do, but that's just what I'm looking at. And they currently have a market cap of 23 million and fully diluted of 253 million. So that means about 9% of their tokens are currently circulating. I haven't looked into the tokenomics too deeply, but I'm just guessing that a lot of the tokens are reserved for rewards over time, which could cause sell pressure until demand picks up. So that's something very similar to what we've seen with Helium. But I'm taking a chance on that just because the opportunity cost. I also took a position in iPoor. This is something I hope that doesn't make I poor, but that is the name of the protocol. I actually met the team at Token 2049, and we shared an Uber to the event. They happen to be staying at the same hotel. This isn't sponsored. I'm not an ambassador or anything, not getting paid. But their pitch on it was very convincing. They are currently at a $14 million market cap, and 16% of the tokens are currently circulating, so that's probably around a $100 million market cap, something like that. But IPOR itself is a DeFi protocol that specializes in different interest earning, yield earning products. Now, they use a lot of complicated terms that I have trouble simplifying without exactly reiterating what they said to explain this, because I'm still new to their platform, but I wanted to take a position in it just because I heard they're doing referral links soon. It seems like they're picking up their marketing, and that this is a strong competitor to Pendle. Now, Pendle has seen a lot of success, and they're at a market cap of about $1.3 billion. So 100x of IPOR, or about 13x if we're looking at the fully diluted market cap. Now, IPOR probably isn't going to catch up, because once a protocol has a majority of the market share, it kind of just stays that way, but I do see a lot of potential here, and I'm taking a gamble, and that's what it is when you invest in crypto. You are gambling. So don't follow me on this one, but we're just going to mark this in the history books of YouTube that I made this trade. And if it does well, I'm absolutely going to brag about it. Now let's go over airdrops that I'm currently farming. And one of those is Pirate Nation, and you can get a Pirate Nation pirate for free. They're non-transferable, but it gets you access to the game. And if you play the game and beat these gauntlet battles, then you do start earning booty. These are booty points that will convert in the future to the booty token, and that's your airdrop. So this is the game. Maybe a new review is due, just because there have been so many changes in the game. And once you have a pirate and can play these gauntlet battles, then you can start earning booty points. And it's pretty easy to earn a lot of points now. It doesn't seem like I have a lot, because some people have like 130 million, but you can start earning immediately. You just have to follow them on Twitter, and they give away pirates like almost every day. So yeah, I do recommend getting exposure to that. And then we have Illuvium. They're doing their airdrop season soon. If you haven't signed up already, I'm going to leave a link in the description, because that link expires very soon. It expires on April 30, and then after that, I'm not sure what that process is going to look like, but just by you getting on the wait list, it does give you immediate access when things do open up for the open incentivized beta. Now, another project I found out that is doing an airdrop is called Ethermail, and they do have a point seasons that is happening. You kind of missed the first season that just ended, but the next one is starting up now. So I will leave a referral link in the description if you want to get started. Now, the thing I like about Ethermail is they have read to earn. Basically, you open the email, you scroll through it, you read it. They kind of expect you to do that, and you earn tokens for doing that. So that is the cool thing that Ethermail is doing. They are monetizing their audience, they're monetizing advertising, where instead of Google making that money, a portion is transferred to you. So this is one of the new Web3 products that I found out about at Token 2049, and I like. I'm not a paid ambassador for them, but I'll try to be, because this provides a lot of value to advertisers that want people to actually read their advertisements, and people who have free time that want to learn about things and earn something for their time. And then we have Alfafrens. Now, this is an application built with Warpcaster and Degen, and I think it's just mobile at the moment, and they have limited referral links for people to get started. So if you want to get involved, you do need a Farcaster account, and you might need some Degen if you want to subscribe. Now, it works very similar to Friendtech, but I think at a more affordable cost and more accessible with different types of dynamics. So you can subscribe to anyone you want, including myself. I do have an account here, and when I let this load, and once you do subscribe, you're going to have these different chats. And we're going to jump into Alex Kwan's. You can see that he can reply to anyone, but we can't see other people's responses unless he actually replies to them. So it looks like a one-sided conversation. Now, to get into these chats, you have to subscribe to people, and that can cost anywhere from 500 to 2000 degen, so that is utility for the degen token, along with all these other decentralized applications. We're not going to get into that, but I am a degen holder. And for every subscription you have, you start earning alpha. Now, alpha is this token that accumulates over time, and you can use alpha to subscribe to different chats. So once you have your alpha, you want to stake it for the chat you're in. And you can see here with my alpha staked, I'm making 1607 degen a month by monetizing different subscriptions. Now this video is going to get too long if I jump into all the details here, but it is a exciting new social fi product that has just launched. There's limited access to it, and right now it's seeing a lot of momentum, so this could be a substantial product in the future. And then there's Umoja, which does synthesized options. You can hedge or boost, which means short or long up to 10x, but without the liquidations. So you can check out the leaderboard. People have millions of points, and I have a few thousand. So the more you use it, the longer you have your positions open, the more points you earn. I do have a video coming up in the near future on this that's going to explain it a lot better. Now, I'm also getting airdrops through Bitget with poolx. The more you stake, the more rewards you get. So it really depends on how much funds are in the pool, how much the total stake is, and then it gives you the average APR. So they do have a lot of different coins to choose from, and some of these pools last for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, and they rotate weekly. So I would check here frequently. And it's a pretty low risk way to get exposure to new tokens because you could be staking USDT, it could be ETH, it could be BTC. And if you're not in the US or have a Palau ID that gets you access to this, well, I do have a referral link in the description if you want to get started with Bitget. Oh yeah, one more potential airdrop coming. That's from Retail DAO. So I am participating in this DAO, or I'm a core contributor for a DAO meant for retail traders to learn about crypto, to provide research, to share their thoughts and opinions. This is in collaboration with several other teams, most notably Coinsider. So if you know Coinsider, he's heading this out and I'm along for the ride. So there will be an airdrop for early users, and there is an allocation for core contributors. We're looking for people to manage the Discord, to make memes, to be the social media managers, stuff like that. There is an application, and I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description. Well, that's how April went for me. Let me know in the comments how April went for you. If you're doing well and you survived, all right, you're in there. This is investing is a long-term game. We got to remember that. And I am long-term bullish on Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies. A lot short-term. A lot of projects are very short-term to medium-term, but very few are long-term like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It takes a long time to prove themselves. And there might be an ETF approval for Ethereum in May. Maybe. We'll see. If that happens, things might be okay. Hong Kong approved ETF for Bitcoin and Ethereum. The markets didn't really move that much, even though potential China money could be moving in there. And nothing offensive, also Asian face, so I think I can get away with that. All right, it's late, I'm rambling, and maybe you got something out of this video. So with that, I hope you got your full value for today.